Hey guys. Happy Monday. Hey Trist. Hey Death. Chickadee China, you're in here early. Hello, helicopter. How is everyone? Doggo needs to say hi, I guess, too. She's being a butthead. And she runs upstairs. How was the weekend? Someone gifted you a sub. Don't worry, guys. I am wearing a tank top under here because it's like 26 degrees out. Super, super nice. It's sweaty. It was a good weekend. Nice. You did all your spring cleaning too. I see that you're starting that. You have 2 seasons there, Trist. Hot and hotter. Hi, Thule. Hey, Steve. The weekend was good. It was busy. So Saturday, you guys saw we got the soil that day. So we prepped all the beds for that. Filled like all of my pots and stuff for the deck part area. Hi, Vune. How are you? Welcome, welcome. And then on Sunday for Mother's Day, we went and got all of the plants from the greenhouse. So I didn't hear back from Robin at the farm, which is okay because I wouldn't have got too many seedlings from the farm anyways. So I'll pick up a couple that were missing tomorrow. But other than that, everything in the garden is done. And I know I have not even posted anything, so I'll be doing that today after the stream because it looks amazing. We're growing a couple of things that we haven't grown before either. Hi, Mama. How are you? How was the weekend? And then, I don't know if you guys saw, but I just saw Mrs. Rush's update on Facebook. They had their babe. So Rush, I'm sure, is going to be busy with the new boy in the next few days. So I'm sure we'll be missing him, but you never know. He might pop on. I'm going to send him a nice little congrats later. I got big boxes. Yeah, they're big boxes. Like, we're going to grow a lot of food this summer. And hopefully won't have to buy any veggies. Rushton Lad Helicopter. So one of the mods. He is a mod for quite a few of the streamers, though. Oh, no, Mama. Yeah, it was hot here. Like, I still have my crazy little sunburn/tan. I'm, like, going grocery shopping this morning. I was just, like, sweating. Roasting. A grow up after July. Yeah, we'll see. We still have the whole other side of the yard, so maybe that's where that will be. Oh, you guys haven't seen too much of the yard. I'll try and take like a little video after the stream today just to show you everything because it is quite big. And then once we get like an outside camera set up, we're pretty close to being there. Then we'll do like more of a little tour around, I'm sure. Okay, so menu today, roasted pork rack. And this is a heritage pork rack, so one of the best kinds of pork you can buy. You don't have to feel bad about buying this. It's raised sustainably, and this one is from Lethbridge. So this is how it comes. You can see all of the bones down there, so you can cut it into just like separate pork chops after it's roasted. That's the easiest way to do it. So this is what it says for their heritage pork. Abundantly marbled, grain-fed, and hand-selected. And we have got these before. This is like one of Betty's favorite thing to cook. And it is so, so good. I know it's massive. Looked like a poop shooter. Yeah, the poop shooter vid. That was so much fun though. Oh yeah, helicopter. I mean, all of my tattoos are on my back where you don't usually see that part, or I have one on my foot as well. But other than that, nothing else on my arms, not on my legs, nowhere else. Keep them nice and hidden because they're for me. They're for nobody else. Yes, Trist. Everyone, go give Death a follow. He's been crushing his streams. Had 3 streams last week. This is just the beginning, man, of the empire business. Together, we will make this work. And this is 2 kilos of meat, plus the bones, which don't weigh too much. Obviously, pork bones are a little bit smaller. And this was $32. So this is actually a very, very good price for this type of pork, which is probably some of the best kinds that you can buy. And that was the last one in the shelf too. Like, shopping was so crazy today, guys. I got the last trout. I got the last pork rack that was there. And like, I was there at 11 o'clock in the morning. Tris, thanks for the bits, man. Okay, and to go with that, we are gonna do some green beans up. I think we'll just pan fry them in our nice cast iron there with citrus and pistachio. So we'll do some more orange segments to go with that. And then we'll just do the zest of lemon and lime to dress it as well. And then I'm gonna make kind of like a pistachio crunch where I have some pistachios that are like chopped up already. And we're gonna make some breadcrumbs from scratch. So this is like bread ends that we just kept in the freezer. So we'll dry those out in the oven and then we'll blitz them up so they're nice and coarse and then fry them in a pan with butter. And that way they'll get really nice and crispy. Thanks, Johnny. Yeah, I got that good strong hair. What kind of cake is Mom gonna make for Frank? The chocolate cake that we made on my birthday. So I would make it on stream, but I already made it. So Betty said she would make it tonight for his birthday tomorrow. What's up, Sammy? Where the burgers at? Burgers are nowhere. Not this week, at least. Probably next week. We are gonna grind some chicken though on Wednesday for the meatballs. So that will be fun. I've never done the ground chicken yet in my grinder. Steve, you're still in bed at 11 a.m. Oh my gosh. I'm awake at 6 every morning. Sometimes even on the weekends. Ugh. I know Sammy's home again early today. So they got all of the flooring for upstairs. So they're going to be starting to do some renos this week. And then we also got my knife magnets in. So these go on the wall and that's where all of my knives can stick on. So they'll just go in this spot right above the sink. Super handy. And then that way I won't have my knives like scattered on the counter anymore. So I think he'll install those maybe during stream today. You're sleeping. I know it's already 11:40 p.m. in Germany. Holy smokes. Will you guys hear some banging during the stream? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Okay, and then the other side to go with our pork, because we're getting carried away, is garlicky mashed cauliflower. So instead of potatoes, a little bit like lower carb item here. And I don't know if I've ever done like mashed cauliflower before. I've done cauliflower puree. So I asked Sammy if he wanted it like more chunky or more smooth to go on the bottom of the plate, and we said smooth. So I'll do up the cauliflower in the blender, and that way it'll be really nice and silky. And everything else will kind of just sit on top of it. And timeline, I didn't even have time to even write anything out today because shopping was crazy and traffic was terrible. So I don't know if it's going to continue like that during the summer. I'm grinding chicken. Yeah, on Wednesday. Okay, so timeline. I have like a little bit of a timeline. So the roasted pork, I would say it will take about 2 to 3 hours in the oven to roast. We're going to be doing like a lower temp to start. So around 250 Fahrenheit. And we'll kind of slow cook it until it comes up to a nice medium pink inside. That will be around 135 to 140 Fahrenheit. And then we'll take it out, and then when we go to eat, we turn the oven up to 500, and then we just get like a nice little broil on the top part of it where all the fat is, and we'll crisp that up. So yes, it's a little bit longer of a cook, but you'll see the outcome and how much of a difference it makes when you do it that way compared to doing it like fast and high heat, where you would probably be doing it at around 350 or 375, and it would take about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, so about half the amount of time. So just keep that in mind. I mean, there is a lot of ways to cook all these different types of meat. I will try and show you different ones to kind of open your mind. And that way you should have like a better outcome of what you cook. But as always, the good things take time. And then both our green beans and the mashed cauli should only take about half an hour each. There's not a lot of prep for those things, and they're quite easy to execute. Ingredients. Let's get into it. You love slow cooking? Yeah, Steve. It's just so easy. Like, you can easily just put the pork in the oven for 2 hours, walk away, go do something else while it's cooking so you don't have to watch it, and then come back like about half an hour before you plan to eat and prep the rest of your food. Super simple. Just obviously, if you work all day and get home at 4, you don't want to be starting a pork roast and have it cook for 3 hours, unless you typically eat around like 7 or 8. So maybe this would be better for like a weekend meal or a Friday meal, something a little bit more fancy. Okay, so obviously for the pork, we have our rack there. I haven't really decided how I want to spice it up. I'm probably just going to use like maybe a nice rub that I have, or a really nice salt. Keep it simple, because we do have quite a bit of other flavors going in with our sides today. I did pick a couple of fresh herbs as well before stream. So we got a new sage plant. The leaves are super, super nice right now, like really nice and green. And then I repotted the thyme and the rosemary, so we have that still. And those will all go really, really good with the pork. Pork likes to have those nice, strong herb flavors with it. So we could even chop that up and make like a kind of herb rub for the pork too. But I was going to put those into the pistachio crunch. So we can decide later on what we want to do. Okay, for our garlicky mashed cauliflower, you want, obviously I'm making about 8 servings, so that's a lot of food. For 8 servings, I would usually do like 12 cups of florets. And that's the way that I buy them. I don't usually buy the whole head. Costco has them already broken up, so it's very easy. Have I made jerk chicken? Yes, Steve. If you go onto my Instagram, I made it not too long ago. I would say about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Okay, maybe longer, maybe a month ago. That was like one of the last meals I made in the other house. It is so good. And I love when it's really spicy. Like, push those limits. Okay, so 12 cups of cauliflower, about half a head of garlic, and we'll roast it up. I'll probably just roast it on the stovetop in a little bit of oil in a pot. That's pretty easy. And then about half a cup of sour cream. So we're kind of going to dress these like mashed potatoes. Just they're not going to have as many carbs in them. It's a little bit more healthy. And then that will get blended in the blender. We'll use a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese as well, just for like a little bit more of that cheesy flavor. And we'll see how it goes in the blender, if the cauliflower blends up right away, or if we have to add like any milk or cream to kind of thin it out. We'll see. And then to garnish, just some nice green onions sliced up. And then we'll season it with salt and pepper at the end once it's all blended. So you should get this really, really nice puree to put on the bottom of the plate. And then our green beans, so like 4 large handfuls of green beans should be lots. And then 2 oranges segmented. So we'll go over that again on stream. Half a lemon zested and half a lime zested. I would not use the full fruit just because it will be overpowering for the rest of the stuff. about half a cup of pistachios that are toasted and chopped, a cup of breadcrumbs that are coarse. You could also use panko breadcrumbs for this, but we're gonna do our own just so you guys can see how easy it is to make your own breadcrumbs. And then lastly, a couple tablespoons of butter to toast everything up at the end, and a tablespoon of chopped herbs. Kind of whatever you want, whatever kind of mix you want. The only herb I probably wouldn't put in is cilantro, just because it is too strong. Trist. Yeah, we're getting like a nice little break from Crazy Clapped. Man, he just loves his emotes so much. And that's it, guys. So not a lot of ingredients. Pretty simple meal. Shouldn't take us too long to prep all this stuff. He is just a troll. I mean, pretty much, but he's never said anything bad. So we can't really get mad at him. And I think, like, he's just a young kid. I'm pretty sure he's, like, 16. So maybe this is, like, one of his safe places. What did I eat for lunch? Oh, I'm happy you asked, Trist. I'm happy you asked. For lunch, so we had chicken wings last night with like just veggies and dip. For Mother's Day, we pulled out the turkey deep fryer outside and deep fried the chicken wings. It was so good. So there wasn't much of that left over. And Sammy asked me to pick up hot dogs from Costco while I was there getting groceries. So that's what we had. So I got a Polish dog for Frank and I, and Sammy likes the good old regular. And then we just had those at home with a little bit more veggies. It's a pretty balanced meal still. Steve, you're young and you're not a troll. What does that mean? Yeah, Steve is stranger danger. Okay, let's get started, guys. So I think we'll put the pork in. Let's put it in earlier rather than later, because if we have to take it out and let it like sit and rest, that is okay. Because we have to let it rest before we go to finish searing it off anyways. So that'll be okay if it sits there for about half an hour, 45 minutes. It's not gonna, nothing bad's gonna happen to it. Hey Jim, how are you? He's like 14, 15. That's adorable. Okay, let's get the roast out. Get it prepped up and seasoned, and that's gonna go onto this pan here with our good old rack so that the air can circulate underneath and over top, and that way you'll get really nice crispy outside and juicy inside. 3187. And guess what I found in my little toolbox? I was so excited, guys. My tasting spoons that are all colorful. So that's how I differentiated myself at culinary school, as well as my measuring spoons that are like a kid's toy. But can you tell I love colors? So I'm pretty stoked to be able to use these things again. Hey Rook, how are you? Nice rack on the stove. Thank you. What's my favorite color? Purple. I thought that would be a dead giveaway, Jim. And I think we'll put some parchment under this pork roast before we roast it up. Let's put these spoons over here. That way I won't have to scrub the pan after. My favorite color is not black, no. I do love black though. Steve, that's your favorite color too? Yes. Yes. Death Fury, guess yours. Oh, it might be green. Tristan, are you serious? The old lady was like, what's Ola? Death's favorite color is clear. Death's favorite color doesn't exist. This is going to be so good. Rook. Hell yeah. Look at that. Super fresh. It's still bleeding. And that's the underside. So you can see the marbling in it, right? Like heritage pork is something you do not mess with. That's the good stuff. Yeah, this be some thick meat. Super good though. One bite for Jim Jim and she's gone. Just washing my hands up. Okay, so for seasonings, let me see what I have here and what I think will be the best. So I have these, like they're called hot rubs. So this potato one has cinnamon, garlic powder, salt, porcini mushroom powder, cayenne pepper, star anise, clove, and ginger. This one sounds pretty good too. The seafood one I think would actually work quite well. Mustard powder, sea salt, celery seed, Hungarian paprika, dill, garlic powder, cayenne, French thyme, and coriander. Or this one says it's a sandwich, so like a torta. Mexican sandwich, fresh ground chilies, salt, Mexican oregano, and basil. So it's a little bit more spicy. And then this one is the barbecue one. Tris, lemon pepper all day. We see food and we eat it. Okay, last one, barbecue. Black pepper, salt, cumin, coriander, thyme, chili powder, cayenne pepper, smoked paprika, onion powder, and sweet paprika. I think this one sounds the best. I think that will be the best one. And these other ones we'll try again a different day. So there's that. Probably we'll have to add a little bit extra salt as well onto the pork. So let's bring that over too. Yeah, we like it spiced. The spice is nice. So I'm gonna do salt first and then we'll rub it on after. We'll put the rub on. Because you have to imagine like these were individual pork chops and how much salt you would put on each one. If we don't put enough, it's going to taste pretty bland in the center when we cut everything apart. Right? Right. do like one nice layer. I'm not gonna do too much because there is a little bit of salt in the rub still. Maybe just a touch more. Like so. Just gonna shake this up. I haven't used it in a while. Rub it up. We'll get a nice layer and then we'll use our hands. I'm not gonna do the underside either. Just gonna make a really, really nice top crust. Rook, you can't keep saying that, man. Or did someone else say that last week? I don't miss it too much. I mean, obviously I miss playing with fire a bit. But I've been doing okay. Luckily, this heats up pretty fast, the one that I have here. Holy calories. It's just spices. Jim, is there cinnamon in this one? No. There's no cinnamon. That actually stuck really, really nice to it. I don't think I'm even going to drizzle this with any oil or anything. So that can just sit out. Let's preheat this to 250 Fahrenheit, so pretty low, but you'll thank me later. So it only takes me about 5 minutes to heat the stove up. How long can you let meat sit in salt? For a long time. Like if we wanted to per se cure this, this could sit in salt like up to 2 weeks and then you rinse it out. Like Sammy and I have done Montreal smoked meat before. Hopefully you guys know what that is. And it's done with the beef brisket, so really big piece of meat, and then it gets brined for 2 weeks before we smoke it. So it's like a brine with pickle spices and coriander and black pepper, and then it literally just sits in that wet brine for 2 weeks. Obviously you keep any dirty hands or cutlery out of there because you don't want to contaminate the curing process. And then you have to rinse it in like a water bath for, I think it was about 3 hours. So you fill the sink up with water, and that kind of, the osmosis process, I would say, kind of displaces all the salt in the meat with water instead, so it's not overly salted. And then you empty the sink again, refill it so that it draws out more of the salt again. You just keep doing that until the water runs clear. So it's very, very cool process to see the water actually drawing that stuff out of the meat. Storm, thanks for the bits. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, reverse osmosis for the win. We're going to be doing up some smoked wheat pretty soon here, I think. It's just that time. Yeah, exactly, Tris. Yeah, salt is lovely for meat, so... Steve, you can let meat sit in salt for forever, and then I'm pretty sure it would just eventually be like a dried up little thing. Wouldn't be the greatest tasting, would definitely be too salty, but it would be a good experiment, that's for sure. Okay, so let's get on with our breadcrumbs, I guess. We can prep those up. All of this stuff today is not going to take me very long to make at all. And I don't have too much for fun facts either. We can do Let's do a little bit of the reverse sear method info before we even carry on here, because I still have like 3 hours. Yeah, salmon jerky with just salt. Oh yeah, Death, you were the one that was telling me about this before as well. Smoking meat, what are we up to? Well, you never know. Yeah, Death, you should try it on a stream. Okay, so I'm going to start reading this article, guys. So it says, on the plate, I'd have to give the triple threat crown to a bone-in pork loin roast. So what we have today. It's true, though. Fun fact, water is wet. Yay. Yeah, like do it on a Wednesday or something. Do it on a Wednesday or a Friday and then come back to it on the next Wednesday. It is an isoprotein, Jim. Good eye. Good eye, man. That's what we have in our smoothies every morning. So in a Venn diagram of foods that are easy, impressive, and affordable, the pork loin bone-in roast is one of the few cuts of meat that can fit right in that little area where all of the 3 circles overlap. So it's easy to cook, obviously, with me just throwing it in the oven. It's impressive because of the bones in it, and it looks amazing. And it's affordable. Like I said, that piece of meat was only $30. And we will get probably around 7 portions out of that. All right, Oven. Chickadee China with the Twitch Prime sub. Thank you. Thank you, and welcome to the fam. Yeah, feel free to use that onion wherever you want. Okay, let's put our pork in, and then we'll carry on with some talking story time. And I'm gonna set the timer for 2 hours initially, and then we'll check it at that point. See what the temp is at. Pizza Cat going crazy.
Pizza Cat.
Oh. I went too far. 2 hours. Oh, yeah, 2 hours. Counting down. Yes, Steve, you can't keep saying boots and cats. It's too good. That was like me and Sammy sing when we'd cook together. Boots and cats, boots and cats. Okay, so it's sometimes called a rack of pork, like I called it today. The pork loin roast is nothing other than the cut from which pork chops are sliced. So to get the pork chops, obviously you just cut the rack off of bones, and then you get those really nice thick loin chops that are really nice and pink in color. And typically those turn out really tender as well. So this is just a different way to make them. It's the anatomical equivalent of a beef prime rib roast or a rack of lamb. But unlike beef and lamb, pork tends to be relatively cheap pound for pound. Yeah, you're triggering the memories on this Monday. As a table centerpiece, the full roast is just as regal as the others, making it perfect for entertaining. It sounds delish. I know, I'm excited for this. It's been a while. It's Like trying to think last night, I was like, I only have like 2 pork tenderloins in the freezer. What can I make? And then I thought about this thing, and luckily I got the last one from the store today. I was like, whew, didn't want to call an audible there and cook something different. So the easiest, most reliable method for cooking the pork rack is the one we use for so many other cuts of meat, the reverse sear method. It works magic on prime rib and beef tenderloin, and it works just as well for pork. Chief! Hello, man! What is good? How are you? To do it, we start by placing the roast in a 250 Fahrenheit oven to slowly cook it until the center of the meat registers 140 Fahrenheit. So that will be a medium temp if you were to cook a steak, let's say. So there will be some pink on the inside, that's what you want. And then obviously we have to let it rest, let it cool down a bit before we go and sear it later on. I am good, Chief. Thanks for asking, man. It's been a busy last few weeks, but finally the garden is planted and like we can all just relax a little bit. So why do we cook it so low, you ask? Because that allows us to cook it all the way through to the center without overcooking the outer layers of meat. So that's why I always choose this method. Because otherwise, it's a big risk when you're making large roasts, is you sometimes get that really gray strip of meat on the outside where then the center is like perfect. So we don't want it to look sad. So this way we get the most even results, perfectly juicy with just a blush of pink from edge to edge. It takes about 2 hours to get there or more, depending on how many bones are in your rack. Though it's always a good idea to start checking early, just in case yours is progressing faster than that. So on the recipe that they used for this one that he's describing, I think it said it had 4 or 5 bones. So ours has 7. So that's why I'm thinking it will take at least the full 2 hours, if not a little bit more. Yeah, we've been thinking about you, Chief. He's been busy roofing. Trist. No bones in this rack. It's all silicone. What? And then to finish it off, just take the roast out to rest until you're ready to eat it. So it can rest for anywhere between 14 or 15 and 45 minutes. Why did I say 14? Dyslexia. Without losing any quality. Then we're going to crank the oven up to 500 Fahrenheit. So really high. Because the exterior of the roast will be nice and dry from its time in the low oven, it'll develop a crackling brown crust in about 10 minutes at that temp. Chief, you don't have any cool food pics to post? Well, it doesn't have to be food pics. It can be whatever. There's a fun photo section. Game and jeans. Do I like your Nicolas Cage cucumber? Yes. It kind of looks like The Mask. So to serve it, we can just run a knife in between all the bones to separate it into individual chops. And it says just make sure your guests see the finished full rack first before you cut it for maximum impressiveness. That's how vegans look, Jim. Oh man, those Kardashians, don't even get me started. That's just like a whole other world. Do they even live on Earth? I don't know. So for the very simplest treatment, you can just season the pork all over with salt and pepper before cooking it, like I said. But it says be generous because it's a big roast, and since we're only salting the outside, we need to go heavy. Exactly what I said. And that's it, guys. That's it. Zarok, thanks for the follow. You're triggering me? No. I don't even give a heck. I don't follow any of them on Instagram anymore. They're not in my life. That shit ain't reality. I don't got time to waste on that. Cartrashian. I like it, Trist. I think I might have followed Kim before. And then I was like, I can't do it. Yeah, maybe when I was blonde, it's true. Made some bad life choices. Exactly, Rook. Yeah, why did I follow them in the first place? Because I was young and naive. It's like, how is that a role model for the world? Arms heavy, mom spaghetti. Tristan, you have questions. Fire away, man. I was blonde, yeah. I had like the Miley Cyrus blonde haircut before Steve. If you can even imagine that. Yeah, for 12-year-olds, they're idols. So sad. Is Tim Hortons better than Starbucks? I don't think so anymore. I mean, maybe their food selection, but the coffee, definitely not. And Timmy sold their coffee to McDonald's, like, I don't know how many years ago. Bodacious Blonde. Thank you, Chief. Thank you, man. I guess, Tris, today would have been the day that I make whoopie pies, hey? We can learn a little bit of stuff about pistachios. I think I want to do that. Let's learn some stuff while we're waiting. You want whoopie pies, Trish? They'll probably end up being done on Thursday. Tomorrow's a pretty crazy stream. I'm making gnocchi on stream with trout. Wednesday is pretty chill. Doing like a soup with fresh ground chicken meatballs and homemade focaccia bread. And then yeah, Thursday is quite easy as well. It's National Caesar Day in Canada for us. So that would be like Bloody Marys for all the Americans. I'm just doing a quick little like quiche with a salad. So probably whippy pies on Thursday, I'm thinking, to go into the weekend. Oh, and I got a really, really big piece of meat today as well. I got a full beef strip loin from Costco. I think it was about $140. Craziness. But Sammy and I will break it down tonight, I think. Fried chicken Bloody Marys. Oh my god. I know, like, should we do epic stuff for our Caesars on Thursday? Okay, let's do some pistachio fun. Pistachios. Bloody Mary sound gross. It's true, but isn't a Caesar like misleading because of the salad? I don't know. So the pistachio, it's a member of the cashew family. I don't think I knew that. And it's a small tree originating from Central Asia and the Middle East. So, archaeology shows that pistachio seeds were a common food as early as 6750 BC. Hooray. Yeah, history. You made it, Chief. This is going to be a hilarious fun fact. Pliny the Elder writes in his Natural History that pistachia, well known among us, was one of the trees unique to Syria, and that the seed was introduced into Italy by the Roman proconsul in Syria and also into Hispania at the same time. Yeah, I don't know my nuts. Can't keep track of my nuts. Nut knowledge is key. The early 6th century manuscript by Anthemus implies that pistachia remained well known in Europe in late antiquity. Which antiquity was the period or the time of transition from classical antiquity to the Middle Ages. So way back when. Do we care about that stuff? Not overly. At least I don't. Archaeologists have found evidence from excavations at Jarmo in northeastern Iraq for the consumption of Atlantic pistachio. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon were said to have contained pistachio trees during the reign of King Merodach Baladan at about 700 BC. Zarok with the tier 1 sub. Welcome in and thank you so much. This is awesome, guys. What a Monday. Welcome to the squad. I hope you enjoy your time here. Yay, Zarok. Well, I hope you can stay the rest of the stream. We have a couple more hours to go. And then you guys should also, you newbies in here right now, should feel free to check out my Instagram and my Discord. Trist, can you please put the link up in chat for them? The Discord is where I post all the recipes that I make, and then my Instagram is where I post all the photos of the stuff that I make. What kind of nuts do the Kardashians eat? Don't do it. Bad things will happen. Thanks, Death. Damn you, Death. He beats ya. Thanks, guys. Oh, still have my ringer on. Don't need that anymore. Okay, so the habitat. Pistachio is a desert plant, and it's highly tolerant of saline soil. So, soil that is by the sea. It has been reported to grow well when irrigated with water, having 3,000 to 4,000 parts per million of soluble salts. Interesting. So it grows in salty areas. Yeah, Steve, you started it. So pistachio trees are fairly hardy in the right conditions and can survive temperatures ranging between -10 Celsius in winter and 48 Celsius in summer. That's a pretty hardy tree. They need a sunny position and well-drained soil. Pistachio trees do poorly in conditions of high humidity, so I guess we could not have them out here, and are susceptible to root rot in winter if they get too much water and the soil is not sufficiently free draining. Long hot summers are required for proper ripening of the fruit. Trist, I'm wondering if you can grow pistachios where you're at. So cultivation. The trees are planted in orchards and take approximately 7 to 10 years to reach significant production. All hail those trees. Production is alternate bearing or biennial bearing, meaning the harvest is heavier in alternate years. Peak production is reached around 20 years. That's insane. Like, who lives? It's very surprising to live in one spot for that amount of time. So for someone to plant that in their backyard and wait for it to bear fruit, that's a long time. The trees are usually pruned to size to make the harvest easier. One male tree produces enough pollen for 8 to 12 drupe-bearing females. What does that mean? Harvesting in the US and in Greece is often accomplished using equipment to shake the drupes off the tree. So that must be what the nut is called when it's still in the shell. After hulling and drying the nuts, so hulling means taking the shell off, pistachios are sorted according to open mouth and closed mouth shells, then roasted or processed by special machines to produce pistachio kernels. Yeah, exactly, Steve. That's longer than you've been alive. Oh, death. That sounds so good, man. They have a banana tree there. That's so cool, Trist. So in Greece, the cultivated type of pistachios have an almost white shell, a sweet taste, and a red-green kernel, and a closed-mouth shell. Cool. So in 2014, Iran and the US were the major producers of pistachios, together accounting for 76% of the total world production. Cray. Yeah, we the North. Whoa, Drake's in here, guys. Champagne Pappy. OVO. Okay, so pistachios are a nutritionally dense food, and in a 100-gram serving, pistachios provide 562 calories and are a rich source of calcium, riboflavin, vitamin B5, folate, vitamin E, and vitamin K. Those are really good for you. Whoa. Everyone stop. Omat's here. Hi, Omat. How are you? Did you have a fun, crazy weekend? That wave dough. That's good, man. That's good to hear. All of the travels went well. Okay, I'm gonna get a sheet pan out. And we're gonna put our bread ends on there. And that way they can start drying out in the oven. We're here getting emotional. Writing songs? What kind of songs are you writing? Guys, Drake's in chat right now. If you didn't know. And obviously with our oven at this low temp, it will perfectly dry out our bread without really browning it at all, because we're gonna brown it in the pan with butter later on. So these bigger pieces I can just tear up. Trist, you're having some goldfish now after your spaghetti and meatballs? Nice. Emotional songs like all your albums. God's plan. man, you're a monster, Tristan. Chickadee China, I will never tell you to shut up. Every question is usually a good question. Okay, I won't say that again. Not every question is good. I've gotten some terrible questions on Twitch, but we'll carry on. We'll pretend like that didn't happen. Okay, a little bit of eyebrow talk for 2 seconds. These took me like 6 or 7 years to grow back after I like plucked them all out during high school. So keep that in mind. And it kind of helps to like, I guess, pencil it in where you think you want it to grow. And that way you won't like over pluck, right? Is like to kind of keep the shape that you want. And then over time the hairs will just fill in there and then you won't have to fill them in anymore, like what I do. So woohoo to that, but yes, it does take a lot of time. Can you open the bobs? I know it looks like I'm not wearing like anything under this. It's where all the views are coming from today. Pepperidge Farm goldfish. Oh, the pizza blasted ones are the best. Okay, so this bread's gonna go in the oven. We'll check it in a bit. It's definitely not going to burn. Probably take a good half an hour to dry that out. Steve, you've been growing yours since 98. Whoa, is that your birth year? We can calculate Steve's age now. He fell for it. Okay, let's prep up our beans, get them ready. Same with the cauliflower if we have to trim any stuff off of that. We can segment our oranges. Yes, Sack. Pizza goldfish, the best. Yeah, okay, Drake. I'm sure you need more money. I'm sure of it. Not really, though. Okay, let's do our orange segmenting first. Get this knife all sharp. That's gonna buy you a beer next year, Steve. That's very nice of him. Oh no, oh Matt. You need to talk it out, man. Or you want to just like message me. Oh, Matt's torn. Drake's building a castle in Toronto. Yeah, I'm not surprised, man. He's done well for himself. Oh, and guys, guess what? The Cara orange season. So the ones that I've been getting lately with the more like red inside, that's done now. We had a moment of silence for them next week. So now it's just back to good old navel oranges. You can drink in Canada, Steve? And you're not that young. Fresh 18. I think that's the age in Saskatchewan, yeah? So we're taking off the outside of the orange, trying to make sure that we don't get too much white left on there, but we also don't want to put too much of the fruit onto the peel because that would just be a waste. The grill's not sure. Man, girlfriend, you gotta prove it to her then. Get that trust built up. She's probably just scared. She's probably had like a bad breakup or something, and now she's just like unsure of what she wants because it's scary. Give her all of the loves. And then she won't say no. Oh, you're 19, Steve? Well, you're not that young then. Thanks, Chickadee China. Yeah, this is the brand Kuhn Rikon. I've had this for like 8 years. Super good still, really sharp. I've never taken it in to get sharpened. And they make all kinds of colors. Yeah, see, you guys have like a good history together. So there is that trust there already, Omat. Now, since you met in person finally, you just gotta like prove to her that you're worth it. Even though it seems like a lot of work, but typically it pays off in the end. You're one of the good guys. Boom. Okay. Now we got our nice little 2 oranges here. Yeah, Kuhn, Kuhn. Kuhn Rikon. Yeah, exactly. Oh, Matt, if that's not patience, then I don't know what is. Distraction. Thanks for the follow. Welcome in. You have green etching on your Mercers, but that's about it. What's a Mercer? I've never even heard of that brand. Ah, oh, Matt. Well, at least the talk is like scheduled. Hopefully good things come out of it. Don't try and like rush the talk either. Sometimes it's better to just like let things happen organically. So all I'm doing is cutting in between the white sections of the orange because that's the tougher part and we don't want that on our segment. So you just cut down the one side, cut right down the other side, and then you get this nice piece of orange that comes out. I think like the inside of the orange that we're cutting off, it'd probably be good to like in a smoothie or something just for fiber. Just for some fiber if you don't want to throw that out. Because it is a little bit of a waste considering that's what we usually eat on the outside of our like orange slices. Oh, that one's like perfection. That's true, oh Matt. Yeah, maybe she just doesn't know what she wants right now. But if you guys like end up not staying in contact, maybe she'll like end up missing having you around. And that's how you know. I'm a good listener, it's true. I like listening and helping people with their life. Maybe that's why I started being a streamer. Jim. Oh, you're seriously one of my faves, man. You're a real good eater. That's a skill. Some people are really bad eaters. Just like starve themselves to death. You are not one of them. Oh, that was my Discord. Okay, I think it was just on my Mac. I'm wild, Trist. Watch out. Oh, Matt, just keep cooking for her, and then she'll know what she wants. And she'll never be able to leave you. Reel her in with those skills. Guys, did you hear that? They're doing stuff with the floor upstairs. Let's see how loud this is gonna be. Sack. I am good at eating beer. We got a couple new beers today as well. We got an iced tea pale ale. Which is actually really, really good. They use natural tea in it from a local store here. And then we also got one called Tukes of Hazard, which is not a new one. But it's very, very dangerous. It's quite strong. I think it's around 8%. Tukes of Hazard, very Canadian. Okay, there's our last segment. Looks lovely. And I'm gonna leave them in those nice big pieces. And this little piece of orange, I'm gonna eat it. Mmm. Tastes like one of those like orange gummies, like fruit snacks. That's really good. I just picked those up today and I was kind of worried they weren't gonna be good, but super juicy and tasty. Yeah, just trust your gut, oh Matt. Hey, I can smell the bread drying in the oven. Smelling amazing. Women, am I right? Weed Shack name? Yeah. Tokes of Hazard. I like it. That's a hilarious China. Tokes of Hazard. Legit. Weed Shack. What is a weed shack? Do people get invited to that? Is it like a tavern? Okay, this can just go into the fridge now so they stay nice and cool. While men just mess about. Oh, I think it's like an even mix of both, oh man. Some crazy women out there too. We can do up our zest as well right now. And chop up some herbage for our beans. Let's do that. That bread's drying out perfectly. The roast smells really good. Nice and spicy. Yeah, everyone's different, oh Matt. That's the truth. Sack. Yeah, just mess everything up. And then you don't have to mess about. Love it. Okay, so like I said, we're only going to zest about half of the lemon and the lime. That way we're not going to overpower the green beans. But I think the contrast with the sweet orange segments and then these citrus zests will be really nice with like the pistachio and breadcrumbs. We don't have too much crunchy stuff going into the dish today, since we're doing cauliflower mash instead of roasted. It smells so good. It makes me want to make a tart or something. Citrus curd. China, a weed shack is where you store your weeds while tending the lawn and garden. I gotta build one of those then. No way, Steve. Your bro married a crazy woman. Jim, are you losing it? Peanut butter mouthwash, welcome in. How was your weekend? Currently picking some herbage. And we're gonna chop everything up separately. Just because the thyme, sage, and rosemary are all different sizes. You want everything to be quite fine to mix into the breadcrumbs. Try and not get the stems in there, especially if it's woody. That's great, mouthwash. So did anyone eat anything amazing this weekend? Or make something cool? Do I know Childish Gambino? Yes, Jim, but I have not watched his new music video. That's still on my to-do list to get caught up. Oh, Matt. Yeah, don't think about it too much, man. It's gonna be how it's gonna be. And it sucks that sometimes people don't want the same thing as you or are unsure of what they want. But you're a really good person, so just keep that in mind. And anything else doesn't really matter. but I'm sure good things will come for you, especially if you're ready for it. That's usually how it works. Like Sammy and I never really talked about that stuff. It just kind of like happened, and we kept just growing together and getting to know each other really well, and now here we are, like 5-ish years later, still doing stuff together. Oh, I'm a thinker too, yeah, like my entire zodiac sign is like daydreamers, so I'm terrible with that kind of stuff too, but I've been working a lot at it to not get carried away in my own mind. But yeah, otherwise, like sleeping it off just helps so much. Wake up in the morning with like a fresh thought on things and then carry on. Trist, never go wrong with Olive Garden and a date. Yeah, those fries. Mickey D's fries. Okay, Matt. Have a wonderful night, dude. Maybe see you tomorrow. And get some good rest. It's good to see you in here on a Monday. The breadsticks. Yeah, just give me the breadsticks and the dressing. That's all I'm here for. Butter and Alfredo sauce. You guys are dirty, and I love it. All of our minds think alike. Like, what's really important here? The dairy and the carbs. Thanks, Matt. You the best. The dressing you can get at Costco. I think I saw it at Costco. I think you're right, Saf. So the sage, I just chopped those leaves in half. And then that will make it a little bit easier to chop it fine. Just do nice thin slices to start, and then I'll go over it again. Death. There is truth to that statement. Olive Garden and a date, good to go. Rook, why don't they have Alfredo flavored protein shakes? Oh my god. Really? I don't think I can do it. Just have your plate of plain pasta on the side and drink your Alfredo shake. Now that's some lean gains right there. Okay, herbs are good. Just kind of mix them up in that bowl. Let's check our bread one more time. I think she done. Yeah. So it's breaking apart really easily. Just let that cool off, and then we'll throw it into the blender to just get some coarse breadcrumbs out of that. Yeah, it's so true, Jim. Leg day messes you up. Start waddling around like a penguin. Let's get into our beaners. There's quite a bit of them. Man, takeout's always good. Takeout's not a bad thing. There's some pretty good takeout around. Yeah. Netflix and chill with some pizza. Good to go. Oh, the Stairmaster. You guys are nuts. Bringing back some crazy memories. Pretty sure I almost died on one of those things one time. Legit died. Back in those bodybuilding days. Fasted cardio. Does anyone here do that? I had to do that for a month straight. 5 days a week. Booty gains are the only thing you have going for me. Well, that's probably still better than a lot of people. So don't feel bad about that. Gotta get something to put these beaners in. Oof. It's rough. It's rough in here, guys. You can't afford Netflix. Just jack it from your parents. So these beans are pretty much already cleaned. I just like to pick through them to see if any are like bruised or going bad. But other than that, they're really, really good product. And I know they're not like local to BC, but they're always really good. You can taste that they're grown with love, but pretty soon I won't have to buy any of these because we just planted everything yesterday. We got like bush beans, broad beans, peas, everything. We even picked up some eggplant and bok choy to try growing. Oh, and Brussels sprouts. I've never grown those before. Joke time. What do the French only have? Why do the French only have one egg for breakfast? Because one egg is an oof. I like it. One egg is an oof. Are you guys weird about like these little stems on the beans? Or do you like munching on them? Because I like eating them with that little pointy part on. Oh man, Rick and Morty. I love that show. Oh man, Rick. I don't know. Come on, Morty, just give me a beat. Okay, we're cooking beans for the neighbors as well. No, that's a joke. I'm gonna put some aside to put into the soup on Wednesday. Let's not go overboard. 70 more episodes, what? I think I've only gotten up to season 3. Okay, that is enough for that. It looks so good. Do you like eating beans raw? Now those can just be put aside until we cook them up later, which is gonna be a little bit. Okay, we're back. You're not weird about those little stems, yay. Yes. Do I like horror movies? I do. When I was younger, I used to watch a lot of them. And then I think I got just like too scared one time and I haven't watched any since. Like I haven't watched any of the Paranormal Activities or anything like that. It just got like too real. And I know like quite a few people that have had weird experiences with like ghosts and stuff, so I kind of try and just stay away from it because that would freak me out a bunch. Yeah, this apron, the only thing I'm wearing, I'm like that chick on YouTube that I seen that one time. Except I don't have nearly as much side boob as she did. Sorry about that. You like your rah-rah? No way, Death. That's hilarious. Yeah, the flying dragon, that was always nice. Somehow it's scary. I know, side boob. Why? Okay, let's get into our crumbs. Be getting crummy. So this is the Vitamix dry container, which is really good for like making flour or breadcrumbs. So we'll do just a little bit at a time in here because we don't want it too fine. I want it kind of similar to the size of panko, I guess. A girl in a towel at Starbucks? What the heck? Have I seen 28 Days Later? I don't think so. That's another one that I still have to watch. Okay, I'm going over to the blender. It might be a little bit loud for the first bit because the bread might dance around, but we'll see. I don't know if it's gonna go coarse. We might just have to smash these. Because so far it's looking like it's just gonna blend it all up into like a classic breadcrumb powder, which is not what I want. So maybe we'll just do some smashing in like a Ziploc bag. We're changing it up. You're disappointed, Jim. Louder than your ex. I said it was gonna happen. Oh, none of this flack from you guys. I even warned you. Okay. Let's restart. So we'll put all the bigger pieces into the bag. This tray stuff, we'll just pour into the bowl. I missed a good pun, dang it. I don't want no flax. It's true. I used to put flax in my smoothies all the time. Now I definitely can't. It's like way too much fiber. So there's that. Okay, so we just want one even layer. Try to take out all the air, or as much as you can. Seal this up so the bread doesn't go flying everywhere. I think I might just use my rolling pin. We're rolling. Yeah, we don't pay attention to those follows, guys. Shoe Nice. Hello. How are you? Surprise. Surprise, surprise. I'm just getting a water refill. Shoe Nice, thanks for the follow. Why is that dude on your host list? This might get loud too. Oh. The faucet is crazy. Because we attach like a portable dishwasher up to it. So it can't really have a proper faucet on it for now. I'm okay with it. I've gotten used to it, but the first couple times definitely like splashed up in my grill. That's not really working. We got a little bit of the crumbs, but I guess I'm just gonna have to chop these if I'm looking for that larger texture. Moving on to plan number 3. See, there's always multiple ways to do stuff, guys. That's the fun part. And we are at 1 hour left on our pork, so it's already halfway done. Can put out fires with it? Yeah, pretty much, honestly. Okay, let's do some choppy chops. The doggo's louder. Yeah, she was nuts. She must be locked out because I was pretty shocked she didn't come in for bean snacks. Smack the bag. It's okay. I just got crumbs flying. The bread was probably not like fully dried. That's why the rolling pin kind of just like smashed it down. That's okay though, 'cause we're gonna fry it up in butter. All will be well. Guys, so this is how they make panko. That's why it's so expensive. Did I have cramps after leg day? Not too bad. I think only once or twice maybe. But you shouldn't get cramps if you're eating properly. And also if you drink enough water. Typically, like chug a liter of water and eat a banana and your cramps should go away. That's my quick fix usually. You didn't do it right if you don't have cramps after leg day. Yeah, good times. Yeah, it's so bad. I mean, some people even get it while they're sleeping. Imagine waking up to that, like the most painful thing ever. It's like, what is happening right now? I'm just trying to sleep. Your body's attacking you. Posh will for sure have to come and vacuum after this. There's crumbs everywhere. Go over one more time, and then that's it. And the herbs can get mixed in. Actually, no, we'll leave the herbs separate, because these crumbs might have to fry for a little bit, and I don't want to burn the herbs. Yeah, crumbs everywhere. All up in my socks. But this worked out really well. Get some nice crunch. Oh, watch out, scale. You couldn't do 2 sit-ups in one go. Pashi, come here. Come here. We got a doggo. A doggo for beans. You want a bean? Come. Come. 2 beans. She says, what? I love beans. Yeah, my sneaky scale under the board. You guys saw it? Okay, I'm just gonna wipe this off because it's crummy. Just a disaster. Welcome to Cooking with Kate, where we make messes. Okay, there is our prep, so that can just go in there. And actually the pistachios can go in with the herbs. Kind of downsizing. There's only 3 reasons to have a scale in the kitchen yet. And 2 are illegal. There's a couple of whole pistachios, but I like the contrast, so I'm just gonna pour that right in to the bowl. And that's done for that. Yum. Let's try it. It's delicious. Tastes like a pistachio. Crazy. Okay, what's next? I guess we can start roasting off our garlic. Get in here, start smashing. We're just gonna do it on a little pot on the stove. Maybe let's do 1 more. That should be lots. It's about half a head of garlic for our cauliflower mash. Thinking keeps you thinking. We got some fun facts today. Got more fun facts, Jim? Do it up. We're just gonna roast these in a bit of olive oil. We're gonna keep the temp pretty low, and that way the olive oil won't have a weird bitter flavor while we're cooking the garlic, and then we can reuse the garlic flavored olive oil afterwards if you want to do a dressing or for putting it on vegetables before you roast them, really anything. In a pasta. It's super handy. I think Death is still here. I think so. So that is just gonna go in there. Maybe I'll cut a couple of these in half, just so they're the same size as some of the other pieces. And that way they won't take any longer. Like so. You go to college to pay for college, pretty much. Culinary school was even worse. Because we worked in a restaurant at school that made money, but we never made any of that money. I don't know where it went. So we're just gonna cover these pretty much with olive oil. Give it a little shake if you're unsure, but that looks great to me. There are more nipples in the world than people. Oh, the culinary school struggles. Yeah, it was hard. Like 9-hour days. And then if you have to pay for college, then you're going to work after school. Like you're just literally cooking for probably 16 hours a day. Yeah, have I streamed one day and not used garlic? I don't think so. I don't think that's ever happened. So let's go medium heat. I would say those will take about 15-ish minutes. Yours was Neo? Weird. Ours was called Ernest's Dining Room. And it was named after someone that like paid for a bunch of the stuff in the culinary section, I guess. Yeah, Ernest's Dining Room. But the cool thing is, like, my name is still on a trophy in that room from the cooking competition that I won. The toque. That's what I won. A cannabis soda. Interesting. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Cannabis soda. Very interesting. Okay, let's move on to our cauli then. Chickadee, it's epic. Yeah, I mean, hopefully one day I'll go back there and see if they still do those competitions, because it was very fun. Very, very stressful, but I needed it. Riri, thanks. Welcome in. Yeah, we're pretty chill here. We like to talk about everything. Cannabis soda. Is that the new thing? Can you make it with a soda stream? What next? Bubbly joints? Riri. Jim likes to be bad sometimes. But he's good stuff though. Yeah, don't even say sorry to him. Yeah, you're always bad. Yeah, it's not even a sometimes thing. It's an always. Oh, Doggo heard the bag opening for cauliflower. So you know who's here. She says, hell yeah. You missed it. Good girly. She's crazy for Collie. Just comes for the snacks and leaves me. Jim, you're flexing on us? Shiggity. Aw, thanks, Riri. Yeah, welcome in. We are trying to pave the way for the cooking streamers of Twitch. So hopefully if we all work together, good things will come. And we will do the new empire of cooking shows. Food Network might just become a thing of the past. I think they've made their money. It's time for something else. Oh, this one's perfect. Just the stem for Doggo. It's her favorite. Yeah, thanks for the follow, Ree. So I suppose it doesn't really matter if we cook these little pieces because we're gonna mash it anyways, so that's not gonna be wasted at all. And I don't have to use it up in something else. Easy peasy. And we just kind of want the rest of this stuff to be cut the same size so it cooks at around the same amount of time. Autism mama. Big ASMR. Okay, our garlic is just starting to bubble up. I don't know if you can see it in there, probably not. So let's look at the sizes of the florets that we had in this bag. There's quite a few small ones. Put that piece aside for Doggo. So probably cut them somewhere around this size, I would say. And then obviously if there's any kind of brown parts, we'll trim that off. Steampunk, hello, how are you? We're doing some trimming. Push, come here. Come over here, Pushy. I'm sorry, Steampunk. No, I'm not. Yeah, Jim, they're mushrooms. It's a new variety. Good eye, man. Okay, this stem part, that's another Doggo snack. We'll just stick her upstairs with Mom and Dad later so that we don't have her toots, cauliflower toots. Steampunk. Yeah, Jim is here entertaining us today. He's being bad in all of the good ways. If only you could smell the garlic right now, though. You're just being yourself. Well, it's perfect then. And like I said, all of these bits can just be put into the bowl as well. And then we're just gonna quickly boil it later. And then we'll blend it up. Be good or bad, China. Thank you. I hope you have a great night. And maybe you'll come back when you get home, but thanks for being here anyways. It's a pretty chill stream today. Do you really want Twitch to add smell? Yeah. Oh, all of those basement kid smells. Oh god. Terrifying. No, only allowed for the cooking streamers. Hey, our garlic is turning golden brown. So let's watch it pretty closely now. It's gonna cook up pretty fast. Just gonna grab a spoon. Flipping a couple of these pieces over. I might even take a couple out. Just turn it off. Just some of the smaller pieces, just so they don't turn hard. Because that will be hard to blend in. Smells so good. I'm sure like roasted garlic though is a pretty standard smell. Like that's, I'm sure it's popular in people's memories. The yoga stream smells, oh god. Okay, I guess there's quite a few bad smells then that could be had on Twitch. But I swear, all of mine will be good. I don't know if I'm gonna use all this, to be honest. I might save a little bit, and that will go into the soup as well. Let's do like that much. And before we put that away, just gonna take the rest of the garlic cloves out of the oil. And that is just gonna sit aside. So they're kind of like fried, I would say. Like roasted / fried. But it's such an easy way to do that rather than putting it in the oven. Posh is vacuuming, it's good. Is chocolate fudge hard to make? I don't think so, Trist. It's just like a bunch of sugar and chocolate. Am I gonna do a gym stream? Only if they put smells up. Smelly gym stream. Yeah, I don't know, Ree. I've always been drawn to cooking shows as well. But that's only because my mom always had them on. There's just something about watching people cook. It's like very comforting almost. The only like crappy part about this is that you guys don't get to taste it. That's the only thing. So it's like a cooking class, but you don't get to actually taste the food. Unfollow for the smelly gym stream? How dare you, Steve? I thought we were closer than that. There's our big bowl of cauli. Hey, Rechainable, there's my menu. I just posted it in the chat for you. Welcome in. Our pork is currently in the oven with 36-ish minutes left. And we're gonna cook it to a nice medium internal temp. So it's gonna be nice and pink still in the center. Because that's how I like to eat my pork. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, Tris, that's what we started with too, is Martha Stewart. All the time. All the time after school when I got home. It's all we would watch. So I could also slice up some green onions now for garnish. And then for the rest of the mash, we just need some sour cream and Parmesan cheese. So I don't really have to measure that stuff out. Yeah, I love cauli. It's so versatile. Like, you can do a lot of things with it. So that can be set aside as well. Let's get those green onions out. And the green onions I got today were actually really nice and small. What was the other lady that had the gray hair that was a famous cooker too? I don't know which one you're talking about, Tris. Oh, she got in trouble for being racist. Paula Dean? Oh, Paula. Let's do 3 of these guys chopped up. Yeah, her. Yeah, she's crazy. Her recipes are really good though. I mean, they're all southern kind of style, so quite a bit of butter in them. You can't really go wrong with that. And then these, I'm just gonna thinly slice them for garnish. Nothing fancy here. Just keeping it simple today. And you know what? I want to just peek at this. The pork just smells really, really good. Yeah, let's just put some butter in with this other butter that we have here. And I'm going to slice these on a bias, so that's why I kind of push these up on an angle. And that way they'll just be evenly sliced as I go along. So that's another tip to use. Same goes with like any veg. If you're going to slice it on a bias, always try and angle it at the start. Liz, greatest question ever. And yes, that used to happen. So I used to do meatless Mondays. And it got so bad in chat every week after week that I stopped doing them because there would always be the war between the vegans and the omnivores, let's say. And so I just didn't want to deal with it anymore because it was like super negative and it kind of made me feel bad about what I was cooking. So I just stopped doing that. Like, considering I was trying to do something good, but they'd always try and throw it back in my face. So that's why we stopped doing that. And now I just cook whatever I want. And we're at the point now in chat where, like, we're not going to judge people how they eat. Everyone has their own kind of style and what they like. So why judge people on that? Like, food is what keeps us alive. There's no reason to be like that. Everyone's just going to end up living their own life anyways. You'll never feel bad about what you cook. That's good, Death. That's good. But like you're more familiar with Twitch than I was when I started. So that's why I was like, I don't know if I should keep doing this. Yeah, sorry, I guess, but I'm still gonna eat this. War between vegans and veggies. Yay, thanks, Ree. Oh, you don't eat fish, Liz. Wow. Just like texture-wise preference, or you just don't like the taste? Okay, so we prepped the beans up. We prepped our citrus segments and the zest. Our breadcrumbs. I suppose we can actually make our breadcrumbs up now, because they don't have to go on hot. As long as everything's nice and crispy and buttery, that's all that matters. So why don't we start to toast those up in the pan now that we have time? And that way everything will go really nice and smooth when it comes to plating later on. So I'm just gonna use this pan here. It's a well-used non-stick pan, so it's not really non-stick anymore. But it works well with toasting up stuff. Oh wow, Liz. You just grew up not eating fish, never had the curiosity to even try it. Well, good for you then, to like stick into your roots. Thanks, Rechainable. Thanks, guys, for all the love today. Really feeling it. Good start to the week. So now the question here is, or I guess we got some options, is we just made up some garlic oil. So do we want to put a little bit of that in with the butter to toast the breadcrumbs? Get some extra flavor in there? The stream is slow moving, Steve. It's true, it is. I mean, it shouldn't take anyone 4 hours to make dinner, but it is a challenge for me if I eventually want to do catering. So I typically make about 8 portions every time on stream, so that's a good challenge for me to kind of time out how long it would take me to do stuff if I was to cater, let's say, 8 people or less. So I just keep adding more and more into the stream, or at least try to, and see how long different things take, and that way I could kind of cost out stuff. Oh, halibut, Trist? Yeah, tell her that one of the most expensive fish. But yes, it is the best tasting. It is the most mild for sure. And for people that don't really like fish, it is probably one of the best ones because it's got like huge flakes, so it's almost like eating a steak. So the way I do my streams, guys, is I make 8 portions. I feed myself and 3 other people every night, and then the other 4 portions that we don't eat get used for lunch the next day, so that no one's kind of scrambling going out for lunch and paying too much. Is everything just gets portioned out in the 4 lunches, and then everyone is fed the next day for lunch. And it's very, very cost effective that way. Most of the stuff I cook on stream is less than $5 a portion, which is shocking because I do like restaurant quality food. So I'm trying to break that barrier between cooking good food at home and going out to eat good food that people don't think that they can make themselves. It's not that hard. Let's turn this pan onto medium heat. I'm just gonna open up a window here. We've got all of the smells going on. Just gonna put a nub of butter into the pan as well. Yeah, 8 people with 1 oven takes prep and planning every day, man. Do you guys hear them working upstairs? I was wondering how it was gonna be. No, halibut is not pretty. It is not pretty at all. And it's fillets. It actually has 4 fillets instead of 2 because it's a flat fish. So it swims this way instead of this way. So it has 2 fillets on top and 2 fillets underneath. So you can't even fillet it the same as the other fish. Try prairie oysters. You would, Steve. I actually have, and they're not bad. Liz, I would say if you're going to eat halibut in a restaurant, they will probably charge you around $30 for a plate of it. Whereas I can get like a pretty good sized fillet of halibut for around $20. So you could easily buy some from the fish store and cook it for yourself. Just gonna put some butter in the pan and then we'll get back to chatting. 25 minutes left on the pork. So we're getting there. Slow and steady, guys. Rechainable. What are foods that have lots of protein? Are you looking for like vegetarian foods? Because obviously all meats have lots of protein. And then if you're looking for veggies and stuff like that, or anything with no meat in it, legumes have a lot of protein. So chickpeas, any type of beans works as well. Lentils are really good. There are a couple of veggies that have protein, but it's not going to be as high as like any other meat. The little chosen one. Yeah, just go and hunt the fish. Oh, scallops, yes. And eggs, yeah, and eggs. So eggs and legumes are like the top protein sources. Obviously, other than if you were to buy like a protein powder of sorts. Eggs are for sure a staple though. How much would it cost to buy 4 lobsters here? I would say they're probably around $20 a piece, Trist, for like a good sized lobster. But lobsters are an East Coast thing. They're not really a West Coast thing. So we still have to get them from the East Coast over here, which is why they're more expensive. Okay, our butter is melted. soon as it kind of starts popping and bubbling, then I'll throw the breadcrumbs in. And we'll get to toasting. Yeah, we got crab on this coast, which is pretty epic. It's true. You always try and get lots of protein, but cholesterol always scares you. I mean, in eggs it is quite high, but you don't always have to eat the yolks, even though that is the best part. Mythbuster, show my bicep. Why? Why the bicep? You don't want me to flex on you. Okay, so our coarse breadcrumbs are going into that pan. Give them a stir around so they get nice and buttery. Spread them all out, and I'm just gonna put a little bit of garlic oil in, I think. I think that'll be really good flavor-wise. You've never had crab, Steve? Yeah, flex on them. We're flexing. Is that kale? No, it's green beans. That's our beaners. You guys want to see the guns? Whoa, what up, Riri? That's amazing. I actually have quite a few viewers from Ontario and the Toronto area. And I got an ant out there. Okay, we're gonna flex and then we'll carry on with our crumbs so they don't burn. Flex. Can't even see it. I still got some guns. Haven't lifted in a good couple months though. Just been doing farming and yard work and cooking. Cooking is actually a pretty good workout. Okay, just gonna drizzle some of this oil over. Should be good. Give it another stir. Oh yeah. Okay, the bottom ones are toasting up really nice. And then obviously the finer the breadcrumb, the quicker it will toast. And then I'm gonna put in the pistachios and the herbs right now. That way the herbs can get a little bit fragrant. Turn down the pan just a bit. Seems like it's toasting up pretty quick. But dang, it smells good now. And I might just have to add a little bit of salt and pepper after this comes out of the pan. Yum. Nice guns, thanks guys. So that's what that looks like. They went nice and toasty, golden brown. Got a good mix of everything in there. So I'm just gonna pour those into a bowl so they can cool off. More muscle than you, I'm sorry. These guns have been a work in progress for like a long time. At least a good 5 years, so don't feel bad, guys. It's a lot of heavy lifting. Yeah, I volunteer at a farm twice a week, and then I've just started or just planted my like urban farming out here in the backyard. Yeah, the Canadians. Why are we so strong? Should have played hockey or something. Yeah, Death's a good farmer. So we're just gonna add in a little bit of salt while this is still warm. That way it'll kind of melt in. We'll put some pepper too. Oh, you wish you had a farm, Liz? Oh, that's... I guess you're in the city, yeah? You're in New York. That might be a bit difficult to start farming there. But I started, like, when I lived in Vancouver in an apartment, I still had my patio, like, full of plants. Anything from peppers to cucumbers I grew on my balcony. And it worked out pretty well. But obviously you do need quite a bit of sun for that. In Manhattan, nice. Okay, I need to see what's going on over here. What are you doing? Doggo's being a butt. That is so cool though, Liz. I've never been to New York. It's on my list though. I would just go there for the weekend and eat everything. Give me all of the foods. You guys, this smells really good. It almost smells like Thanksgiving stuffing after I put in the thyme, sage, and rosemary. But I think it will go really good with the beans. Nice little crunchy garnish. And with the pork too. At 4? What time is it? Oh yeah, it's way past. No wonder she's going nuts. That's why Doggo's being a butt. She's like, I had an hour ago. She's starving. She's withering away. Okay, crumbs are done. We have 15 minutes left until we check our pork. Rechainable, you're 15. Nice. Another youngster. 172, benching 295. That's really good. You're trying to bench 300 this May. You only go to the same 3, Liz? That's how it was in Vancouver for us too. It's like, we could go here, or we can just go and eat ramen or sushi. You want to come to Canada? You should come visit. Come to the West Coast. It's beautiful. And the weather is really nice and mild here. Okay, rechainable. Is there any food that could help you get stronger? I mean, like I said, typically you want to eat quite a bit of lean protein, so... Oh, the doggo has been fed? I don't know what's going on then. Where is everyone? I'm just down here cooking. But yeah, rechainable. Try and pick like nice lean proteins. That way you won't get too much fat in there too. But you still need to eat fat to build muscle. Don't make that mistake and starve your body, because then you'll just go backwards. Doggo has been fed. All is well. Okay, so we can get our pan out for our beans. This guy can go away, cool it off. And the garlic oil can be put away. I think I still have a container. Yeah. So that's that. Just gonna fill it up. away as well. I'm not going to recover this just yet though, because the oil is still a little bit warm. So I don't want the container to kind of explode in the fridge. We'll leave that aside for now. Yeah, your ears are safe, Steve. We'll make it out alive. Yeah, obviously it's going to be a bit cheaper for you guys to visit as well if you're from the States. Our dollar is at, I think, around 70 cents. So this will be our bean pan. And then we just need a big pot for the cauliflower. We can fill this up about halfway with water. Canada is the cheap America, totally. Oh, you wanted to move to Toronto when you were younger, but you didn't know anyone? Yeah, I mean, I moved out to Vancouver not knowing anyone, and it was for a job, but I wanted to go out there, so I had to take that chance, and now I am here. Had to get out here some way. So we can fill the pot with hot water. And then I think after this, I'm just going to take a quick bathroom break. Done. I'm a strong, independent woman. Stranger danger. We'll do about a tablespoon of salt into the water for later on. And I'll be back in about 30 seconds, guys. Okie dokes. Steve, you skipped Saskatoon. How dare you? We'll need our big strainer as well for the cauliflower after it's boiled. And then our blender. And we're gonna use the blender to make the mash. So it'll be more of like a very smooth kind of mash. But I didn't want to call it a puree because I want it to be quite thick. So we'll see how this works, I guess. I don't want it to just go like runny on the plate though. Yeah, Liz, I know I love traveling. There's still a lot of America that I have to see. Medicine Hat, yeah. So that's very close to where the pork is from, Tristan. Good old Medicine Hat. Trying to think if we have anything else to kind of prep for dinner, but I don't think so. You got gas there. Nice. I like how you guys like the name of that place. You stayed in Calgary for 6 days. That's quite a long time. And we might actually finish the stream a bit early today, depending on how things go, because everyone is home. And our pork will be ready in about 6 minutes, and then we just have to let it rest for about 15. And then we'll finish searing it off in the oven. Get it nice and crispy. We'll see if I need to put like any oil on top of it though. See if it's a little dry. That's a really good trip, Tristan. You saw a lot of good stuff in Canada. Yeah. What about Saskatchewan? You just like sped right through it. It's like, oh, that was it? Because it's so flat. Regina, George. So I think I'll use this plate for plating today, just because it is a little bit off-white, and the cauliflower mash is going to be quite white, so we don't want that contrast on the plate. I think that's a good way to go. Go to Miami. I also haven't been there. It looks like very fancy. But obviously the beach looks amazing. You're gonna go back to Seattle in the next few months? Fun. We still need to take a trip out there, Sam and I. Yeah, the Cuban food. I know Cubano sandwiches are life. How can you go wrong with ham, cheese, and pickles? And mustard. Yum. I'm gonna take the roast out. I'm getting antsy. I need to temp it. We need to see the internal temps. Wakanjin. God of War is doper than the bits you got and danker than what I be smoking on. You crazy. Yeah, that would be so cool, Trist, for sure. I'm thinking sometime this summer. We'll see how our funds are. Why is slow cooking so slow? Steve, am I boring you? Dang, son. It really does not look much different than when we put it in. It's just a little bit more, I guess, browned on the outside here, but let's temp this the old school way since my digital one is not working. And we want to go right in the center. It's actually feeling like it's done, I think. I'm thinking she's a done. We're looking for 140. Please don't go over 150. I'm gonna be a little bit sad. So that's the only kind of weird part about doing the reverse sear, is that you don't really know what's going on in the oven. And you don't want to keep checking it, obviously. It's hovering around 120-ish. Let's see if it goes up a little bit more. But it's feeling really good. Oh, Trist, August or September, that would probably work. Like, we might do a road trip all the way down to Portland, we'll see. Because Betty and Frank are planning to do a bike trip down the coast as well. Okay, so we're holding steady at 125. So maybe 5 more minutes, and then I'm gonna take it out and we can let it rest and kind of start to get everything else ready. That was not bad. So 2 hours to do a 7-bone pork roast perfectly. Have it nice and juicy in the middle still. None of that like rubbery, powdery pork flavor. Yay, Trist, good. Yeah, and I think I have a couple viewers that are in Portland that said I could go out for dinner with them and stuff, so that's pretty cool. I think I would fall in love with Portland though. That's the only thing. I would just like build a tent in the food truck place and live there forever. Okay, let's reset this timer. Five minutes. And they have a huge farmer's market. Nice. Yeah, our farmer's market actually just started out here as well. Saturdays and Sundays. My farm does their market on the Sunday. Yeah, taking me out to dinner. How weird is that? Maybe I should just make them cook for me. Be like, you have to pick something that I cooked on stream. The pressure is on. Okay, guys, and the newbies that are in here. So, the way I like to do things is for the top cheers or the top donators of the week, I would take the top cheer and let them request a meal, and same with the top donator. So I think that's like a fun way to kind of keep everyone involved. The ice cream fire cake. Yeah, make the baked Alaska. That would be where the fail YouTube video comes out of. So far, Trist, you're still in the lead. I think I'm gonna be making your whoopie pies on Thursday, man. Why not? Let's do it. Uncle Stinky. Uncle Stinky, Betty used your name by accident this weekend. So my brother bought appliances, or was looking at appliances at a place called Uncle Wiener's. And we just talked to him yesterday because he doesn't live near us. My mom's like, did you get those from Uncle Stinky's? I was like, what? No. I'm like, you mean Uncle Wiener's? She's like, yeah. Greatest thing ever. I thought that was a good story. Thanks for the bits, man. Hey, William. What is good? TwitchCon 2017. Are you going back this year? Let's start our water boiling for our cauliflower. Trist, thanks for the bits, man. Thank you, thank you. You're going this year? Cool. Yeah, I don't know if I'll make it out this year. There's just too much stuff going on. But maybe 2019. And maybe by that time we could do like food trucks and stuff. Me and Death will be rolling up in our truck with the squads. I think it's in Anaheim again, Trist. I could be wrong though. Nah, maybe they changed it. This is as fun as watching water boil. Don't watch it then, Steve, because it takes longer. Somewhere in Cali, Trist, is where their headquarters is. Death, are you gonna go? Since you're close? "40 seconds. And then the porky comes out. Then we're just gonna tent it with some foil, I think. Maybe put a couple nubs of butter on top. We're gonna roll in those trucks one day? Yes, I know. The Twitch truck. Yeah, that's where I'm at too, man. It all depends on the funds that are in the bank. Stinky, you're in Seattle. We were just talking about going there. Robin and Holly are there. So they can see Taylor Swift? No way. You're having a mini meetup? That is so, so cool. I know, Twitch brings people together. And the reason I want to put a little bit of butter on there is because we made a really nice crust with the herbs and the salt, but it's just looking a bit dry. So if we go to kind of crisp this up in the oven, I don't think it's gonna work very well. So I'll just put a little bit of butter to kind of grease it up. Robin's like, shoot me. I know, that's why I was like, they're going to Taylor Swift? What? Holly's going. Okay, yeah. Robin and you are going out. This makes so much more sense. Very nice cake, Jim. Made just for you. I don't know if this will even melt, to be honest. It's gonna be that slow melt. Now the oven goes off. Because we need it, we're gonna crank it up in about half an hour-ish to finish this off before we slice it. Smoke the topping on the meat. That would make you cough so much. There's like cayenne and paprika in there. You're hilarious. Double Hammage. Thanks for the follow. You wish your fat would melt? I know, if only, right? Just like take a torch to it. It's like, oh yeah, nice and slim now. We're good. Oh yeah, the butter's melting in. We'll be good. It's happiness. Okay, and like I said, we're just gonna tint it a little bit with some foil because I do have the windows open, so it's a little bit cooler inside. And tinting just means you just cover it lightly with the foil or loosely. You don't want to completely wrap it because then it might actually continue to steam. And this will help the butter melt as well, I think. So, just like that. Boom. That's the package. That's the baby. It's all wrapped up. Ready for its little nappy nap. Is the pork kosher? No. Taking burning fat to the next level. Exactly. Vacuuming your fat out of the stomach. Yeah, order the pizza. Hurry, Canvas. Or Kansas. Hurry. We almost had a pizza ordering stream on Friday. Things were a little bit rough. Oh, you're in a small town, so you can't even get pizza delivered? That is so sad. Oh, all you have is pizza. Yeah, that might be a bit of a struggle too. Is it good though? It's definitely different from Canada. Like every small town in Canada has a Chinese food place. I don't understand it. Would a house vac work? Oh my god, the sound of trying to suck your belly fat. So bad. Okay, all of the things are out and ready. Here's our orange segments to garnish the green beans with after. Our crumbs can come back over. Oh, like liposuction? Yes, Kansas. See, that's the good part. That's kind of like out here too where I'm at. Is we're in this like little subdivision, but as soon as you drive like 5 minutes, there's farms and all that lovely stuff. You've never had venison, Trist. It's really, really nice. Some of my favorite meat. Steve, you already have issues. Yeah, do a whole pig roast. So good. So good. That's one thing I haven't found out here yet is like a cattle farm. I'm not sure why. There's a lot of sheep and pigs, but not much cattle. I think they're more like used for dairy than actual beef production. Deer, pheasant, and quail. Yeah. I see a quail running around quite frequently when we go out here. Our deer eats all our flowers here, so we had to actually put up fence around our garden area. Otherwise, it would be mowed down in a day. All of that hard work for nothing. I'm gonna turn a light on as well right now, guys. It's that time of day. Okay, our water's almost boiling. It's a good way to tenderize them. Filipino pig roast. Yeah, adobo pork. Liz, funny you ask. So Monday to Fridays, I eat a smoothie for breakfast. It has a ton of stuff in it. Very, very healthy. I can list all the ingredients if you want. Does my camera lens get nasty above the stove? Not really. I think I should probably clean it today after stream. It's been a couple weeks since I've cleaned it, but it typically doesn't fog up too much or get like too oily. Liz, my smoothie, I do coconut water, fat-free and plain Greek yogurt, cucumber, banana. Just gonna take that off while I keep talking. Cucumber, banana, protein powder, greens powder, like an antioxidant kind of powder, spinach, blueberries, and pineapple. So insane. And that keeps me healthy during the week. Sometimes we have it on Saturdays too, but we typically have like eggs and stuff on the weekend. Nice, Stinky. Frozen ground elk. Oh, shepherd's pie. Yum. Yeah, Beast Mode. Where are you from? Welcome in, fellow Canadian. Yeah, Canadian bacon. So good. Here we go, guys. Veganism. Yeah, poor man's smoothie. Nice. Baby food's supposed to be really, really good, though. I mean, it's just pureed fruits and vegetables. Do I use coconut oil? Yes, to make popcorn. No, I like to do veg and coconut oil as well, but I don't usually like put in my smoothie or anything. Toronto. Nice. Another Tirana. Welcome in. Acai bowls made you dizzy? What? Okay, let's start to boil up our cauli. The beans will take about 6 minutes to pan fry, I would say, maybe a little bit less. So the cauli is a little bit more of an involved process because we have to blend it after. So I should probably get out the sour cream and the parm as well. Crazy chat. It's okay, Liz. You're going into your safe place. Do I showcase vegan recipes in my content? Not typically, because I'm not vegan. So I don't feel the need to eat that way because I don't ever eat like that. I did meatless Mondays though before, so I guess I've done vegan or vegetarian food before. Yeah. Are cookies even vegan though? Because what kind of cookie does not have butter? Okay, I got all vegan mashed cauliflower coming up. I'm promoting West Coast cooking without showing plant-based meals. I know, shocked, right?
Where's the kale?
Hurry, get all the vegans.
Get the vegans.
What's more sustainable than using a plant-based diet? Well, you like to always eat just a plant-based diet. I mean, I volunteer at a farm, so I'm pretty sure I know about sustainability, and I do urban agriculture from my backyard, so I know a lot about growing veg, and typically the meat that I use is all raised sustainably, or at least I try my best to find it that way. The Girl Scouts are taking over the world. I know. How can you say no? It's like $5 a box or $10 for two. It's like, just take my money. It's okay. Just give me the cookies. You challenge me. Thank you, longtime troll. I will accept this challenge. Okay, let's get this collie in. Let's get cooking. Be careful when you drop it in because it sometimes likes to splash. So let's try and do it this way. This should only take around 5 minutes to cook, I'm thinking. A challenge, yeah. Change my ways. We're just gonna cook it until it's tender. And put the lid back on just so it comes up to a boil a little bit faster. The Girl Scouts will cut you. It's true. I was a Girl Scout. I did my time. You will buy those cookies. Proof? Oh, I don't know if I have like any of my badges or anything even left. They had marshmallow cookie this year? What? Trist, we don't get that kind of stuff. You were a scout too, Liz? Yay. I mean, that was fun times. Girl Scout propaganda. Watch out, Twitch. I just slip that little input in there. I can still understand what you're saying, Kansas. You're just really excited, so you're typing fast. Okay, so our green beans, I think I'm just gonna start with a little bit of olive oil in the pan, and then we're gonna cook them pretty much covered the whole time because it'll kind of steam it as well. I miss being a third grader with no responsibilities. Amen to that. If only we knew. Oh, it's a more expensive keyboard. Yeah, you're just not used to it then. When you're broke, even the charm don't work. They're just so innocent. Thanks for the follow, long time troll. Yeah, Liz, you were the one that asked. I was gonna say, who was the one that asked? But yeah, it is always fun. I mean, I'm gonna stand up for how I cook and how I eat. I mean, there's more people in the world eating meat still than there are vegans, that's for sure. And I don't like getting told how I should eat. That's not very fair. But for some reason, they always feel the need to tell us how we should eat. We will carry on. So let's cook our veg now. Do the kids have cool toys now, though? I don't know. I think we had some pretty cool toys growing up. Steve, that's the worst way to put it. Let's give this a stir. And let's try a piece. See where we're at. Probably about halfway. Yes, Kansas. Transformer G.I. Joes? Unreal. No way, Liz. I guess famous people, like, maybe they want to go to those casual places, right? Which, like, that would be the crappy side of being famous, is like you can't really go anywhere. Yeah, we're about halfway there. This cauliflower tastes so good, though. Barbecue Gate. It was awkward. Well, at least they were cool about it. Because I'm sure they also feel like a little awkward too, being with society. They feel kind of out of place. Beyblades, yes, Steve. Like, I had a Lego house or like a Barbie house with an elevator in it. That was pretty sweet. Like, that was probably one of the best toys I could have. The violent death spinners, yeah, terrifying. Okay, I'm turning the bean pan on. Nice medium heat. I don't need much more than that with the cast iron pan. Legos can cost as much as a used car. Oh, it's true. Like, some of the sets they sell these days are like $500 to $1,000. Yeah, Liz, an elevator. It was legit. I never wanted to get rid of it. And I don't know if I still have all of the Spice Girl Barbies, but that was a thing. Your brother shot a Beyblade into your face. That's aggressive, Steve. I don't know why I laughed. I laugh when people get injured, but I feel like that's the case with a lot of people. It's like watching Jackass. Same. Okay, while our stuff is finishing, I'm just gonna put a couple of the garlic cloves into the bottom of the blender. So I'm thinking we're gonna do the cauliflower in about 2 batches. And then a little bit of cheese. Like a little bit. That was not even a 1/4 cup. And then a little bit of sour cream. All of the dairy. Trailer Park Boys is a pretty funny show. I like all their little sayings from it. Were we nice to each other? We were pretty good to each other. I think I was a pain in the ass for sure. I was the little annoying sister. What? A beer? What is it?
Belgian sour with pear.
What? That's for me? Guys, my beer today. This is from a pack called Blues Brothers. And the name of the beer is called One Way or Another. I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna get you. Blonde sour with pear. Mmm. That was the beer that I said would be delicious with the duck confit. And it totally would have been. Okay, so just a couple spoonfuls of the sour cream in there. And I'm guessing it's going to be time to strain the cauliflower. Mm-hmm. So just going over here. And then we're gonna keep the pot on the stove now, because that's what we're gonna put the blended cauliflower back into. So I just have to fill the blender twice. Hopefully it will blend up quite nice. Spread out the oil in the bean pan. I think it's pretty much ready. Let's see. Oh yeah, she be sizzling. So I'll throw this bunch of beans in, cover it, and then I'll stir it in a couple minutes once I got some cauli blending. Looking back to the past is great. Yeah, good times. We got some good memories. This is a full pan. Can she stir it? I don't know. Let's just cover it. Okay, there's our blender. So the cauli is nice and steaming still. Start low and then we'll go from there. The cauliflower is pretty watery, so I was thinking it would blend up pretty nice. Get rabbit poop? Nice, that's your fertilizer. Yeah, she be blending real nice. It's gonna be thick. It's gonna be thick. Rabbit poop is the best? Good to know. Okay, that's it for a second. Just want to give these a little stirry. We like that sizzle. That's a good sound. How's that? I think that's a bit better, hey? But sometimes it reflects a little bit weird. Okay, give that another cover. too thick. But I think the consistency is actually pretty good. So it's like still more of a mash than it is a puree. So it's not being gloopy and just kind of falling everywhere. So I'll try and mix it up one more time and then we'll do the other batch. Just rabbit is better? Totally, Rook. I haven't eaten rabbit in probably a good couple years. What is the hottest weather I've ever been in? So definitely in Thailand. It was hovering around like 46 degrees. Very, very hot. It's like when you feel like you almost can't breathe.
Sam would die.
Sam would die. Yeah, Sam would die.
I would not be happy.
Okay, so there's our mash. I'll pour that into the pot so it stays warm, and then we'll season it all up together at the end. It smells really nice and garlicky though. But like the roasted garlic flavor, not just pungent. Cover it up. Add in the rest of our garlic, which is almost kind of crispy now. I'm happy we didn't have to add any whipping cream to that, so it's still like pretty healthy. This little bit of parm is not gonna kill us. And then I think I added about maybe half a cup of sour cream. Sam, play Fortnite. I think he just went in the shower. They just finished up upstairs. What happened to Fortnite? Oh yeah, he can't. He can't, Death, because I'm using his computer to stream. Blame me. Okay, let's mix these beans one more time because they're going cray. Yum. That sound though. Yeah, Kate stream or Fortnite, what is more important? I think dinner is more important. Okay, second round of cauli going in. Food for the win. Now, as that's going, I'm going to turn the oven up to 500 Fahrenheit, and then we will sear off our pork at the end to finish everything off. All the way up. Boom. Exciting. I peeked and the butter melted, so that's good. Cheers to that. I actually use Fahrenheit for cooking still. And then typically like liters or grams for measurements. I keyed. Okay, we're gonna turn it up a bit. You went too high. Shake it back down. This stuff is just gonna go back into the fridge. We drink every time butter melts? Yes, let's do it, Cork. Oh, nice, Kansas. Yeah, we were out yesterday and I saw someone had a fire in their backyard. I was like, oh, I want some s'mores. Okay, one more stir. This craziness. Oh no, we lost the beans. I think those have a couple more minutes. Some of them are getting really nice and charred though. I'm into it. This stuff's going nicely. I think I might just add this little bit of sour cream left. There's like a couple tablespoons. Let's not put that empty container back in the fridge. She be thick. Just leave it on low then. You guys are under a fire ban, Steve? What? It's already too dry? I think our fire is still at like no risk right now, so that's good for us, but let's say in another month or so it's gonna start to dry out a lot here. Turn that burner off now. Pick up the couple of beans and my drops. Those can be doggo snacks after. This is looking good. So once again, like a nice mash consistency. It's not super runny. Actually looks pretty similar to mashed potatoes. And then, like I said, there's a lot less carbs or sugars in the cauliflower compared to the potato, so it's a little bit more healthy. Just changing things up a bit. Looks super good. Give it a taste. Kind of looks like baby food. Hint of parm. The cream is nice, it's not overly creamy, and then you get like a good garlic hit. So I'm just gonna turn this burner on to low. Give it a season. Definitely needs salt, even though we salted the water that the cauliflower boiled in. I'm gonna start with about a teaspoon. Pepper. Give that a little stir. Second taste, we should be good. A little bit more salt still. Perfect, guys. The salt just kind of enhances the flavor of everything else. And that's very, very hard to teach. Yeah, we're waiting on the pork. I know, we're almost there. Just finishing off the veg first. So to finish this off, we have some lemon and lime zest. And then some orange segments. And then obviously salt and pepper. And then I'll sear the pork up last. It looks super nice and colorful though, hey? So just give that a toss. And then we'll just cover it so we can heat up the citrus segments or the orange. That lid is getting hot. Let's do it. Oh, fried mushrooms, nice. So this is what we're looking at. Should be rested. You can see there's a little bit of juice there on the bottom. Kansas, thanks for the follow, man. Welcome in. It's been good having you here. And this is just going to go into the oven now. So it was good that we put the butter on because It kind of soaked up the herbs and stuff that was dry, or the spices. So this should get really nice and crispy. And then we'll get to plating, because this has already rested, so I can cut it right away without all the juices flowing out everywhere. So about 5 minutes for that, and I think we're good.
How was your beer?
It's really good. Just give this another stir, and then I'll turn off the burner, get steaming again, so that means it's nice and hot. Good to go. Everything's timing out perfectly. You like moist pork and roast? Yeah. Nothing should really be cooked like well done anymore. Even chicken, you shouldn't even cook to 165. I typically take chicken out at like 145 and let it rest. I'm not scared of that kind of stuff. I'd rather have moist meat than it being dry as heck. Because it's just not enjoyable to eat. Like, you almost choke it down, right? So, Kansas, if you want to get in on our Discord, that would be awesome. That's where I post all my recipes, and then that's where we chat when we're not on stream. It's a good spot. I mean, you can post pretty much whatever you want there. Just a way to keep everyone updated on what you're up to. Steve, what does Sam do behind the camera? Heckle me. Smoke big doinks. Oh, the worst, Kansas. And I'm sure you've had it too many times where you are. Is, yeah, dried pulled pork. It's like, how did you do this exactly? What have you done? Big doinks and Amish or nah? Not big doinks and souk. Oh, Messiah. Good to see you in here still. Better get drinking this. I haven't even really made a dent. And it's delicious. Oh, and it's 6%. Oh, yeah. Cooking on a budget. Are you also a fellow cooking streamer? Hello. Welcome in. You just woke up? Nice. Naps are key to life. I love your little emote. Is that your cat? I need to go creep you now, cooking on a budget. The old lady's cooking in bulk and sell it outside the drugstore at a stand. What? We have a fellow streamer. Oh, a West Island Terrier. Nice. Yeah, I have my little doggy emote too. Mine's a Vizsla. I see great minds think alike. German heritage where you are in Kansas? Nice. Them old biddies can cook. Okay, pork is sizzling. So it's gonna be soon. You had a pug, Steve? Cute. Those crazy little snorty things. And you know what? I think we can plate up the veg. in a couple minutes here, and then all we have to do is slice up the pork. I think that sounds like a good idea. You just love watching cooking? Yeah, I mean, I got a pretty good crew in here that also just likes to watch me cook all the time. I wish I could feed everyone. How long have you been streaming for? I think I'm just gonna turn it to broil. Broil it up. You gotta get that top down. It's okay, Kansas. We have all kinds of people in here, so never feel bad about your abilities. You can mess up a peanut butter jam sandwich. Oh, Steve, it's your Discord image? Okay, I'll check it. You've been a chef for like 8 years. Me too, man. But started streaming 7-8 weeks ago. Awesome. Yeah, I've been doing this since January. So I'm on my 4th month now, and it's been going really good still. Did you hit your affiliate yet? One of my mods also just started cooking streaming again as well. He just started last week. We got some foodies in here. Kansas. Gimp, you're here. What's the brew? Well, the name is pretty cool. I mean, sorry. It's Brews Brothers. I don't know if it's going to focus or not. And it's called One Way or Another. It's a blonde sour with pear. Really, really good. 6%. Yeah, we're good. We're done. Coming in. Yum. Let's check it, guys. It's really good, Gimp. I think it's gonna go good with din. So we got some nice color on there. We had to be pretty careful because we didn't want to burn those spices. And I'm just gonna take that off of the pan. Homemade beer tastes like wax to you? What? Oh, we lost our crust. It's okay. I knew that was gonna happen. That's a hot pan. Watch out, world. You've only ever had Molson? Oh, that's the problem with the prairies is the craft breweries are far and few. Okay, going over to the stove. So we're gonna start with our cauliflower mash on the bottom of the plate. Put it right in the center so it's like a nice bed for the pork. Like so. Then we'll put our beans around with the orange segments, get some color contrast going. I tried to not tear up the orange segments too much. But if they fall apart, well, so be it. That's life. And the little charred beans are totally okay to put in there. lid going on into that just to keep it hot. So this is where we're at so far. And then for our cauliflower mash, I like to still garnish it with some green onions. Probably not going to see it under the pork, but I still like to have that flavor in there, like the mashed potatoes. And then here is our pistachio breadcrumbs with herbs that we made up earlier. And those will just get put onto the beans around the plate. So you don't need too much, but it'll add like a nice texture crunch. You can do like little piles if you want. Try and keep it away from the edge though. That's just a plating thing, just to keep everything clean. And then into our pork. So I'm gonna cut this guy off of the end, I think. Are we ready, guys? Like I said, it's okay if the salt crust comes off. Looking for a nice medium in here, so let's see what we end up with. Yum. Well, if that's not heavenly, guys, I don't know what is, to be honest. Get out of here, world. And if you wanted to, you can even put just like a little piece of the crunch on top. So it's gonna be like super salty and spicy. I think it will be good with everything though. Thanks, guys. So that's what we made today. I think it looks really lovely. A nice kind of springtime dish. I'm just gonna go take a quick pic before I dig into this. For the gram. Thanks, everyone. Disc Jump, I just saw you in here. And I had a sneeze. Excuse me, I covered my mouth, I swear.
Bless you.
Thanks, Sam. It looks so good. So happy to be chefing. Chefing it up. Okay, let's start with the veg, then we'll carry on. Kansas, you want to put the meat in your mouth. Okay, starting with our mash. Super garlicky and delicious. But like I said, it's not that pungent garlic flavor. It's that nice roasted garlic flavor. So it's there and then it's kind of just gone. Sneezed on the food. I didn't. I would never. I'm not one of those gross chefs. Okay, going in with some beaners and then I'll just scoop up some of the crumbs. Yum. Crumbs and a little bit of citrus. Doing it. Cooking on a budget. Thank you. What is the time difference? Where are you located? The herb crunch. Perfect. Hey, feeding. Kev, you just missed it. Here, I'll give you another look-see. That's what we just made. We're digging in currently. And thank you for the follow, Cookin'. gonna cut off a little piece of this pork on the board. Oh man. Like, what? The juices. I can't get over it. Oh, you're in the UK. Nice. Gimp, thanks for the 50 going in with this. Maybe I'll just smushed it in a little bit of the spice. Mmm. Heritage pork, you guys. It's so good. It's like eating a steak almost. It's like almost floral in flavor from the pork. Really, really good. And obviously that spice mix, it's like a barbecue spice mix, was really, really good. And Gimp, I don't think it would be bad if you put horseradish. Because like I said, it's almost like eating a beef steak. Like it's that rich in flavor. Nice, Kansas. Yeah. We just planted our pepper plant, so we're going to do a bunch of hot sauce in the fall. Thanks, Rook. Alright, guys, that's it. Had a little tasty taste of everything. It's all lovely. And all these recipes are on Discord. You know where it is. I'll post it in chat one more time before we go. You want to just put it on the tray? Sammy says bye.
Bye, guys.
Is there anyone on that we should raid or host? Let's check it out real quick. No one on my stuff. If you guys have a suggestion, go for it. Otherwise, we're just gonna call it a day. Consider it another successful stream. Okay, guys, that's it. We're just gonna leave it at that. Monday Fun Day. Good night, guys. Thanks, everyone, for the new subs and the bits and the follows. I hope to see you again throughout the week. Same time, same place. I stream Monday to Fridays. Oh, Hunger Service is on? Okay, we'll get into him then. I'm surprised. I must have forgot to follow him last time I raided him. Okay, we'll do that, Stinky. Thank you for that suggestion. And I'll just post the Discord one more time, as well as my Instagram. That's where I am the most active, social media-wise. Okay, we're going in. Good night, guys. Thanks for all the love. Love you all. Get your onions ready. Yeah, see you tomorrow. What's up, Jeffrey? Be quick. Quick, quick. You have like 10 seconds.